Let's start with a very simple question. How many of you like fruit or vegetables? I'm pretty sure that many of you at least have a favorite. But let me tell you this, if we lose a very tiny insect responsible for 70 of the around 100 crops species that feed 90% of the world, as stated by the BBC website on May 4, 2014, you can surely picture that that favorite fruit or vegetable might disappear. And what is sad, it is that it is already slowly happening, and you not might be aware of it until it's too late. What animal is this? The animal responsible for all of this is the honeybee. My name is Alessa Gonzalez, and today I hope to make you see how important bees really are. I may not be an apiologist, a person who studies bees, but seeing that the bees that I used to see so much when I was little are slowly disappearing made me worry enough to look for more information and bring it today as my topic. It may not affect everyone right now, but if something is not done in the future, that fruit or vegetable that you eat today might not be here. We should care more about saving the bees because they are more than just pollinators. They are the ones responsible for the balance of our worldwide food chain. Today, I will discuss three main points. First, I will inform you why are the bees disappearing. Second, I will show you why are the bees so important and why we should stop them from disappearing. And finally, I will tell you how you can help. Now, let's discuss the first main point. Why are the bees disappearing? Believe it or not, there are many ways that our bees are dying, but the bigger issue is that we are the ones responsible for the many causes. Being by pesticide, unprofessional handling, deforestation, industrial agriculture, loss of biodiversity, lack of resources, diseases and pesticides, and even global warming is killing off the bees. We are the one killing our bees. We need to be responsible with our natural resources because being by creating or destroying them, and if we keep using them irresponsibly, no bees nor us will have anything in the future. Take a note in what farmers do. They are the ones that should benefit more with the help of the bees in their jobs. But because of industrial agriculture, the bees are slowly dying. In agriculture, pesticides are being used one way or another. That's the only way that they can keep millions of crops safe. They made that clear in the online article found in the USPIRG.org titled Ban Being Killing Pesticides, and it says, scientists point to pesticides as one of the main factors causing bees to die in alarming numbers. In particular, a class of bee-killing insecticide known as neonicotinoids, or neonics. Neonics are at least 5,000 to 10,000 more dangerous to bee than DDT. Ironic, right? The ones that should benefit from the bees are killing them. On the same article, as an example, they take the testimony of a farmer named Dave Q who planted corn seeds coated with neonics in 2013 and lost 37 million of his bees. We need to be more responsible with our natural resources, and when it comes to creating or protecting them, like in agriculture, we should use bee-friendly pesticides. Now, let's discuss the second main point. Why are the bees so important and why we should stop them from disappearing? Remember the question about the fruits and vegetables? What satisfaction do you gain by helping them? Well, the foods that you eat are still here, but for how long? By helping the bees, you don't only help to keep your food, but you also help to maintain the food chain that surrounds you and the world. Just think how awful it would be if we let the bees disappear. Without the bees, we lose a great number of our foods. I want you to imagine these two scenarios. In one, you're walking through a garden that is full of flowers, and there are many kinds with very colorful colors, and there's also tree fruits with like apples, lemons, peaches, bananas, berries, and there's also vegetables like onion, broccoli, pumpkins, peas, and such. those are all the things that we'll have if the bees still here. But what will happen to the garden if the bees disappear? Well, of the estimated 1 million of flowers in the world, 1/4 or 250,000 of those flowers will disappear. And all the fruits and vegetables I mentioned, they don't exist anymore. It's a pretty ugly garden, isn't it? If that's not enough, I want you to look at this image. In here, you see a section of the supermarket full of vegetables and fruits. Like you can see, those are your product choices with bees. But then, this is how your supermarket will look if the bees don't exist anymore. That's a little scary, isn't it? Despite this, there are people that don't think the same way. Some people may say that we should not give that much of an importance to honeybees. And why is that? Well, to start, honeybees are not the only pollinators in the world. And when it comes to here in the United States, there are unknown native species that may harm the environment. Athena Chan, a reporter of The Times, wrote the next on January 28, 2018, concerning to Jonas Gelman and Juan P. Gonzalez Barros notes in their article Science. Farmed or managed honeybees have a tendency to harm the environment. For instance, honeybees have been linked to the spread of diseases to wild pollinators by sharing flowers, and may even affect the reproduction of wildflowers and plants. Furthermore, having honeybees in unnecessarily massive number leads to a competition for resources with the wild pollinators. This in theory might be true. Honeybees are not the only pollinators out there that the flowers need to survive. There are other insects like butterflies, bumblebees, moths, flower beetles, and even some species of birds and bats. And because they are considered an invasive species, they may harm our native species like the bumblebee. However, honeybees have become such an integrated part of our ecosystem and agriculture that eliminating them will cause more harm than good. There are no unknown native species, but neither is the European bee that was brought here hundreds of years ago and is considered a native species. Honeybees may or may not harm the native species. Although in time of crisis they can compete for resources, it is very rare for honeybees to take other beehives, and native and honeybees are mostly polite to each other. Becca Rodonsky-Rich believes so. The researcher of Cornell University wrote an article on October 18, 2018 on content.yourmap.org that says, there is a clear evidence that native and honeybees cohabitate. The presence of one does not imply the lack of the other. Recent research documented that farmers who increase the diversity of foraging areas like grassland, wetlands, and forests, etc., available to pollinators near the farmers, successfully increase both honey and native bees populations. Honeybees may have affected the livelihood of our native species, but if we let them die, a part of our world will die with them. As you can easily see, honeybees are a fundamental part of our food chain. Without them, we lose more than our foods. We lose the balance of our ecosystem. Please, don't let the bees die. You don't need to do big things to help the bees survive. There are everyday things in life that can help the bees. If you have a garden, don't use pesticide. If you're walking somewhere and you see pretty flowers in the sidewalk, leave them. Don't go picking flowers. If by casualty you find a beehive in your house or close to it, call the specialist. Don't try to remove them yourself or kill them. The specialist will relocate them in a safe place, and just contribute less when it comes to pollution. Today, I told you why are the bees dying, why we should care and why we should stop them from disappearing, and how you can help them. You may not be affected by this right now, but when the honeybees becomes an animal in danger of extinction, you won't be able to eat your favorite fruit or vegetable. Be part of the change. Change the future before it changes us.